Oh, what a nice girl. Hey folks, gotta apologize for not putting out more videos, but I get all these great ideas for videos while I'm at work, and by the time I get home I can't remember a darn thing I wanted to talk to you about. And well, it's not that there's nothing to talk about. By the time I get home and turn on the camera, I can't remember, and then I get this horse in my way all the time. And it isn't her, it's Clint. But anyhow, there's one thing that came to mind, though, that I thought I'd talk to you about. And I know this is something I did actually think of one other time and was going to do a video on. And it is basically, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Now, everybody's got their own little thing that they enjoy doing. Now, years ago, when my parents were alive, they had a sailboat. They enjoyed sailing. Now, some people just do it for the sheer pleasure of it. And some people do it as a competitive thing. There's yacht races and all kinds of stuff that go on. Some guys, their competition is a little different. It's more like, well, who's got the nicer boat? Stuff like that. And, well, the one that my parents had, if you live on the coast, it'd be pretty small by comparison. I live inland. There's only a couple of lakes within a few hundred miles that you could even put a boat that size on. And so around here, it was 25 footer, and it was considered to be a pretty good sized boat. It had a little inboard diesel in it, had a stove, an ice box, and a toilet, and sinks. Actually, I had 2 sinks, come to think of it. Comfortably slept 4 people, all that good stuff. Now, they were part of a club, a yacht club that occasionally would have various competitive sports or events that they would take part in. The club would take part in, but my parents never did, because the nature of their boat was such that it was not particularly fast or anything. It was more of a prestigious luxury boat kind of a thing. It wasn't really a super luxury boat, but relatively speaking, it was built for comfort, not for speed. You get what I'm talking about. So, what they would do with their boat was different than what somebody else would do with their boat. Partly based on the boat, but partly on their personal desires and aspirations and what they enjoy doing. Some people really like the competitive thing. Some people just enjoy it. Well, the same is true of horses. And, some of you might just like getting on your horse and going for a trail ride. Just you and your horse. Personally, I can come out here and just hang out with them and not even get on them and enjoy it. Everybody's different. Some people might like doing reining. Some people might like doing dressage. Someone might like doing barrels. There's all these different things that you can do. And, whatever turns your crank, if that's what you enjoy, that's fine. I'm not into any of that competitive stuff, but, I'm not against anybody that does it either. And it's not what you do, it's how you do it. As long as you put that horse first and its well-being, I don't care what you do. But if winning and stroking your pride and ego is number one and the horse's welfare comes secondary, I got a problem with that one, because then you're not a horseman at all. If you don't have any consideration for the welfare of the horse. And I have seen cases where people would even drug their horses so they could compete, and the horses weren't feeling well. In one case, they went out and competed when they shouldn't have, and the horse dropped dead. It should not have been running hard when it was sick. But they did it anyhow, because winning and getting a medal or a trophy or a buckle or whatever the heck it was more important to them than the horse. And, I got a problem with that. But, if you get to your competition and all of a sudden you go, you know what, that horse doesn't look like it's feeling right. I don't think we better do this. Hey, I got respect for you. And you're a horseman because you care about the horse. So like I said, it's not what you do. I don't care if you're, doing dressage, barrels, reining, pole bending, I mean, there's lots of things you could be doing with your horse. And if that's what you enjoy doing, that's fine. Like I said, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. As long as that horse comes first and foremost, and the welfare of your horse is always in your consideration. You know, that's what matters, and that's part of the mentality I've said before. You know, good horsemanship is a mentality, not a method. And that's part of that mentality, is considering the welfare of the horse. You know, this particular one here, she's actually not too bad, and we've rehabbed her enough that she's over a lot of her fears and issues, that we probably could ride her, but we've also discovered that maybe part of the reason that she used to buck is she actually has a bit of a health issue that may have contributed to that. And so, you know what? We're not going to ride her, ever. Well, probably not. I don't think so anyhow. I have no reason to. I mean, we got a wonderful road system that if I want to go somewhere, I can get in my car and drive down a nice road and out of the wind and the rain and the snow and hot and the cold and everything else. You know, I don't need the horse for transportation, and I don't ranch cattle, so I don't need to round up my cattle with a horse. So there's absolutely no reason to ride her. Her welfare is more important than me getting on her. And that's the kind of thing that I want to talk about. You know, it's, what's more important? You know, your pride and ego or that horse's welfare? Well, in this case, I'm going to put the horse's welfare first. You know, we might not ever ride her. Good chance. Don't care. Doesn't matter. If I can do right by the horse, and she's going to benefit from my choices, that's what's important. So, like I said, good horsemanship, it's a mentality. Part of that mentality is putting the horse first. Well, reasonably so anyhow, at least give it some serious consideration. You know, I mean, it comes down to welfare between her and me. If depending on, I'm not even going to try and think up a scenario, but you know, if it really came down to her and me, I'll get your nose out of the camera, will you, dear? Excuse me. Hey, back up. You know, if it come, I can't think, like I said, I can't think of a scenario, but if it come down to a case of her or me, you know, my welfare comes ahead of hers, but at the same time, I'm not going to let my pride and ego come ahead of her welfare. So, like I said, I don't care what you do. You know, you can do anything you want or nothing at all. It makes no difference whatsoever. Everybody gets pleasure from doing different things. And the only thing that I care about is the welfare of the horse. Think about the horse. What's best for the horse? You know, and are you jeopardizing that horse's welfare in any way, shape, or form to achieve what you want to get? You know, if you are, you're putting the horse second. That's not good. Not what you do, how you do it. Have a good day.